It's a beautiful May day in Los Angeles. The snow is gently falling as people in their winter coats stop to admire the freshly cut Christmas trees. Of course, the snow is only falling over the famous New York street set on the Paramount Studios lot, where the Hallmark Hall of Fame is shooting its 225th presentation, Silver Bells. For best-selling author Lou Anne Rice, the setting has special significance.
I think of Silver Bells as a love letter to New York City, and I live in Chelsea, and I just love the old New York atmosphere, and I really do live within a block or two of where the action of the movie takes place, where Clement Clarke Moore lived and wrote "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
The perfect location for a Christmas story. The story of a single father struggling to keep his family together.
When do I get to decide what I want to do?
When you get your priorities straight. This will all be yours one day. Don't you get that?
Mom would never let you do this.
What did you say?
Now you're doing it.
And the woman who unexpectedly comes into his life and makes it whole again.
Before Brian died, he promised me he'd be with me forever. I think about that all the time. And I guess deep down, I know that he is here with me. Just not the way I'd like him to be.
There's certainly two characters who are on a very lonely journey without their spouses.
Director Dick Lowry knew his first challenge would be to portray these two grieving and withdrawn characters honestly, but still keep the audience interested in their story.
We got to be careful that all of a sudden for the first several acts, we're not depicting two pathetic people. To show them in a multi-dimensional way.
The challenge of Catherine for me was your heroine is a woman who has lost the love of her life.
Even though Catherine was pretending not to. She basically had told her friends, I'm closed for business.
What my character goes through is extraordinary. I mean, he loses his son. He sort of falls in love at the same time. It's been a roller coaster.
We see Christy have great struggles with his son, literally a literal physical struggle at one point.
It was one of my favorite scenes. When I read the script, I thought, wow, this is something.
I was really looking forward to the scene where I told my dad I was leaving. Dad, I'm not going home with you and Bridget.
What do you mean you're not coming home with us?
I'm gonna stay here.
Would you just stop it here? Bridget, hold on.
Look, I mean it. I'm gonna find a job and make my way.
Oh, you're gonna find a job and make your way.
I can't talk to you about it. It was the moment where he really had to kind of grow up and take a risk and be a man and look his dad in his eye.
It's really a clash of two men's dreams. And it's a father's dreams for his son and the son's dreams of his own. It doesn't mean that the love is in any way diminished.
I can relate to Danny's character because I wanted to go off to Hollywood and become an actor. And this drove my father insane. But it was a tough couple of years when I wanted to step out and be my own person.
Anne Heche had a favorite moment too, but hers was more romantic.
Well, I think my favorite scene, which may be everybody else's too, there was an extraordinary night, right? It's right before Christy takes Catherine out to find the Silver Bells. And they come out of her brownstone and come out onto this basically empty New York street, and the snow is falling and the lights are twinkling. Those are the moments that I think are the most magical moments.
Of course, it takes scores of people working behind the scenes to create that movie magic.
That's right.
Everything we're creating are things that exist in nature, and when you see them, you take them for granted and you go, oh, okay, there's a forest full of snow. Well, we're in Griffith Park in the middle of May and it's 84 degrees and we're creating a forest full of snow.
And across the street from the snowy Christmas tree farm was a golf course where foursomes were playing in shorts. Making snow in Los Angeles created many unusual juxtapositions. The cast could look up from the wintry New York street and see palm trees.
We're here in Los Angeles and we're, sweating, but we're supposed to be freezing all the time. But what's amazing is you look through the lens of the camera and it's like we're in New York.
Many in the cast had to learn a new winter activity, ice skating.
I had never been on skates before, so when Dick called and we had agreed to do the movie together, and then he said, "So how are you on skates?" And I said, "Well, how is your coach? I've never been on them before."
But like the pro that she is, she started the day her deal was made, and she skated almost every free day she had. And the best thing about that was not just that she got quite good, but she set the example.
Lowry and Heish had been slated to work together previously.
I tried to get Ann to do a little feature that I had a couple of years ago, and she wanted to do it. The company that was going to finance it lost all of their financing and went out of business. So we were very disappointed.
So 2 years later, here we are working together for the first time. I hope it's not the last. We've had a blast.
It has lived up to my every great expectation working with Ann.
And I've just watched her filming a scene just now. She just brings such radiance and vulnerability to the role of Catherine. She's perfect.
She's a real delight. She's really sweet. A tremendous amount of warmth and compassion and fun. I mean, I had never worked with her before, and I've always admired her as an actress.
Tate is fantastic. I think he's a terrific actor, and such a beautiful and romantic story that his quiet strength is really beautiful.
He's a delight. He is one of the nicest men I've ever met. He is always there for me.
He's so cool. Like he's at this level and I'm at this level, but he talks to you and makes you feel like you're at the same level.
Michael just has such a lovely, enthusiastic energy and passion.
He's just sort of starting out, and he's like a cult, and he'll just see him taking his first big steps is fantastic.
What a great young talent. There's a lot of these young guys, and they're charismatic as he is. The mere fact of their youth makes them cute and easy to watch. But the thing that sets him apart from so many is he's thoughtful.
Dick, he's so cool. He's so cool, and he's so down to earth. The man's a pro. He knows what he wants.
It's awesome to be able to have a director who can know everything that he's doing, be able to shoot 6 scenes a day and embrace the crew the way that he does, but also be able to tell you exactly how to act when that's necessary too. And that combo is pretty extraordinary.
Good actors bring very good ideas to the table, and we need to find the common ground to tell each individual story, which then in the editing room we weave into one story.
In making Silver Bells, this talented team certainly succeeded.
Please, come in, join the party. Come in.
I hope people walk away thinking that they've just seen one of the most beautiful old-fashioned movies that they could have imagined. It's a Christmas fairy tale.
And it sort of reminds you of why we have these holidays every year and what's the importance of them, which is, family and getting together and the love and appreciating each other.
A holiday time is a wonderful chance to distill what is always there. The love and the need to connect with the family and with the people that you do love.
Friends and family are what make life worth living. Those are the people from whom we draw strength. None of us have enough strength alone to weather the whole storm. But friends and family give us that, and we give it back to them. That's what I think this movie's about.